You know what's funny? If I ask someone today who is Ramesh and Suresh, nobody asks which one. They immediately start thinking about 5-star ad.
I mean, exactly. It's crazy because if you think about it, they're not even a movie stars. They're not, from TV shows. They don't even have their own comic book, right? But they're literally created for a chocolate advertisement, and somehow they became part of the Indian pop culture. They're very famous. They're almost ingrained in our own brains.
That's very true. I mean, that's actually one of the hardest things to achieve in an advertisement. I mean, people usually remember a tagline. Sometimes they remember a jingle or a song.
Yeah.
But very rarely they remember the fictional character that for almost 2 decades here now.
And you know what's even more funny? Ask people exactly what is inside a Cadbury 5-star. Most won't even know, right?
Very
Chocolate
true.
caramel bottles. Yeah, but when you say eat 5-star, everybody immediately finishes
Do
the
nothing.
sentence. Yeah, exactly. Eat 5-star, do nothing. That's branding.
That is very much a branding.
Yeah. So this campaign wasn't selling caramel, it wasn't selling chocolate. It wasn't even about the taste at all. It was selling the attitudes. It was selling a persona.
And behind that attitude was the Ogilvy India. See, over the years, the Cadbury 5-star was shaped by Ogilvy's creative leadership. People like Abhijit Awasthi major role in evolving the brand into what it became now. So the wider Cadbury advertising legacy was also heavily influenced by advertising legends like Piyush Pandey.
Oh, I know.
I mean, whose philosophy was always simple: tell stories people actually enjoy.
I mean,
emotions.
Yeah, which explains why Cadbury, ads almost never feel like ads.
Yeah.
Let's switch from 5-star. Think about Dairy Milk, Cadbury Dairy Milk. It's mostly, short around celebrations, families, cricket, general joy.
Yeah.
So but when you think about 5-star, it's mostly comedy. It's about escaping work. It's about doing nothing. Different products, but almost similar philosophy. Which makes people feel something first. They feel connected to it.
Yeah,
they can relate to it.
Very true. I mean, if you talk about Ramesh and Suresh itself, these two guys literally built a career by avoiding a career switch.
That's actually right. See, every commercial had someone, asking them to do something, right? So I think the first initial ad was their father asking them to reduce the size of the pant. And in every other video, one or the other task is given to them, and somehow they always
mess it up.
Yeah, mess it up, because at that point 5-star's tagline was "Khaiye or Kho jaiye," which essentially means you eat it and you get lost. That's it. Simple.
It worked.
Yeah, it worked.
It worked beautifully. And here's the brilliant part. They weren't selfish. They were not any villain kind of character. They just simply believe like life becomes much easier if you avoid unnecessary effort itself.
That's a good mantra. That's relatable, right? Let's be honest. We all know that someone like that. Everyone has that person. Everyone has met that person at least once in their life. Do bare minimum effort, get the job done.
And that's what advertising calls a consumer insight.
Yes.
It basically exaggerates a tiny truth about human behavior.
Yeah.
Everybody wants a break. So everybody wants to avoid the unnecessary stress also.
Yeah.
And Cadbury simply exaggerated that feeling and wrapped it into an inside comedy.
Exactly. I think this is where the genius lies, right? Most brands create a campaign.
Yeah.
Cadbury created a personality that the viewer can identify with.
Yes. The campaign wasn't dependent on one commercial. It became platform itself. Once people understood who Ramesh and Suresh were, the writers could place them in literally any kind of situation. If it is a wedding, family, friends, neighbors, everyday life became comedy.
Yeah, and that's also why the campaign lasted so long. It wasn't, it wasn't based on a trend. It was based on human behavior.
Yes.
And those ideas don't become outdated because it's already ingrained in their, human personality.
Correct. And if you fast forward for a few years, most brands would have retired from those characters.
Yeah.
They would have,
because most marketers panic, right? Because it's a new generation.
Yeah.
Let's rebrand, let's change everything completely. But Cadbury did something, not essentially exactly the opposite, but something different. They evolved the personality.
Yes.
So rather than going completely away from the Khaiye or Kho jaiye persona, they went eat 5-star, do nothing. Somewhat of a similar persona, but slightly tweaked to the modern generation.
Very true. So they invited the whole country to say eat 5-star, do nothing itself, and that became the core brand platform again. One more.
Yes, and suddenly every different ad, no matter how absurd it looked, kind of made sense, because if you skip through any of their ads, it's usually a man eating 5-star and doing nothing, and things things kind of go his way. Like because he did nothing, he saved someone.
Yes.
Yeah, and that worked. I mean, that is relevant. That's
just worked. Yeah. And if you talk about the other one of my favorite has to be the Valentine's Day campaign.
Oh, I love that.
Every single brand was telling people celebrate more, buy gifts, express your life, buy this, gift it for your loved ones.
But 5-star basically said, or you could just avoid all of that and turn against all the couples. Absolute madness.
Yes, it was chaotic. You know, they actually brought in Nambi Narayan, one of India's most respected space scientists, to explain how we can skip Valentine's Day using the time zones.
And imagine watching that without context. You would think ISRO had started dating consultancy, but the campaign won international recognition, including a Cannes Lions Gold, because it committed completely to an absurd premise instead of making a typical Valentine's promotion, which goes somewhat like, take the parallel product of Cadbury Dairy Milk, which would motivate,
highly promotes the Valentine's Day. They bought in even Valentine's Day special editions.
Valentine's Day special chocolate to give to your loved ones. 5-star, no. They said you hire old people to book hotels or restaurants prior, so that couples don't have anywhere to go. Go against the mainstream.
It was crazy.
I mean, it kind of worked because for once, Valentine's Day became not about couples but about singles.
Something which I can be proud of.
Okay, let's switch.
Let's switch. Okay, let's move forward. The other thing, then came it was a crypto era. It was hottest topic in the world, and every company suddenly wanted to create a blockchain, NFT, metaverse, coins, all those things they started to come up with.
And Cadbury looked at that and said, what if we launch NothingCoin?
An actual fake cryptocurrency where people were rewarded for doing absolutely nothing.
And that's one thing I absolutely love about this campaign. Instead of explaining trends, they parody them, and they kind of make a parallel way in which the viewer can participate by doing nothing.
I know, right? That was crazy. Then they even went one step ahead and made it even more crazy.
Yes.
AI happened. Everyone on LinkedIn became like an AI expert overnight.
Yes.
Every headline was basically talking about AI is replacing jobs, learn AI, master prompt engineering, and all those things.
And Cadbury looked at that, at the entire panic, and built Nothing University.
Yeah.
A fake university where the only thing you learned was how to professionally do nothing.
If I'm not wrong, you can still go and register and get a certificate from them.
Yeah.
Imagine spending weeks creating an entire university just to tell people don't work.
Yeah, still, that's coming to an idea. The campaign generated massive engagement online because people genuinely started exploring the website, taking courses and sharing with their friends. And that's when advertising stops being an advertisement, right? And that starts becoming entertainment.
Pure entertainment.
Yes.
Then somehow they top themselves another one more level, which I didn't even expect.
You're talking about the AI campaign.
Exactly.
I think, except for the Valentine's campain, I think this is the most anti-meta campaign that they released.
I just loved it so much.
Yeah.
I mean, when everybody started building, started to tell that start building trust for AI, Cadbury went ahead and launched the hilarious campaign, but they literally encourage people to confuse AI.
Yes, exactly. And so, you know how AI takes all the information from the internet, right? And instead of helping AI become smarter, their mission was to do the complete opposite. So feed it nonsense, give it memes instead of actual information, give fake answers, upload useless information, confuse the algorithm so that AI becomes just as lazy as everyone eating a fast.
I know, they started a pie chart, they literally had a pie in a chart.
Exactly.
And I remember watching it and thinking only this brand could get away with this. I mean, every company was saying use AI, and Cadbury were coming saying like, no, let's troll AI.
And I love that, because they never copy it. They make the biggest conversation happening in the world, flip it upside down, and somehow make it fit the same brand idea they have had for years. That's
consistency.
It's incredibly difficult to do consistently, but they have nailed it every single time.
Yes, that's why this campaign has stayed relevant. Crypto changes, AI changes, Valentine's Day changes, technology changes, but the brand personality itself, that never changed.
And people noticed it, right? Over the years, the 5-star platform has picked up recognition across major award shows like Cannes Lions, Curious, Abbey Awards, and Effie's through different campaign executions.
Which basically proves something important if you see that. So the funny advertisement isn't easy advertising. Comedy is more probably one of the hardest genre to get right.
Yes.
I mean, if people don't laugh, the entire campaign will collapse.
Yes. And if I had to summarize why this campaign became legendary, I would say consistency. And I would add one more thing. It is because they tailored it in such a way that it was relatable to the
connection with people
who were ignored by the meta.
For me, it is basically the courage they took itself. Imagine walking into a boardroom and saying like, our chocolate isn't going to make people smarter or stronger or healthier. It's going to help them do absolutely nothing.
And somehow that became one of the most memorable advertising platforms in India.
Yeah, that's the difference between selling a product and building a brand personality. People forget the ingredients, but people remember the feelings.
And that's what every marketer should learn from Cadbury's 5-star.
Yes.
Own one simple idea, stick with it,
Yes.
keep evolving it with the culture, and let people have fun with your brand. And connect with your audience. Make them feel like they're a part of your brand. I think that's where the success is.
Right. If there is another iconic brand ad campaign you would like us to break down, let us know in the comments, okay?
And we'll see you in the next episode, hopefully. After nothing.
I so badly made a 5-star. Okay,
Let's go eat
bye.
5-star. See you.